I don't think there's any way other than death I could have gone lower than where I was. I hadn't even acclimated back into the real world yet. Leave the psych ward, drive to Aiden's warehouse, and do his stream.
Damn.
Okay, that's crazy.
Your mental, is it at like the best that it's ever been?
There's no more after this because my final chance was last year.
Spooky season is finally here, my favorite time of the year, and G Fuel's annual Fear Fest is kicking off. Perfect for Halloween lovers. We're talking exclusive, limited edition horror-themed flavors dropping throughout the event. G Fuel's collabing with well-known horror names in the industry like Chucky's Tub, A Nightmare on Elm Street Tub, Friday the 13th Tub, and G Fuel's newest Ghostface Collector's Box. With Halloween around the corner, I'm doing a lot more haunted videos. Again, one of my favorite types of videos to do, but that requires me to stay up till 3, 4, 5 in the morning. And you already know G Fuel gets me through the shoots easily. Make sure you use code RUG at checkout to save 20% off on all FearFest launches. If you're already excited about Halloween, then FearFest is gonna keep that fuel going. Guys, football is back, baseball is in full swing, and basketball is right around the corner. My 3 favorite sports. I need to go see the Chargers play in person. We are starting off the season strong, and I need to see it in full effect. And that's why I need to tell you about my special hookup from today's sponsor, SeatGeek. Everyone can use my code RUG10 to get 10% off any tickets on SeatGeek, whether you're a new customer or not. Sports, concerts, festivals, you name it. SeatGeek rates on a scale of 1 to 10, so look out for the green dots. Green means good, and red means bad. No matter how many times you've bought tickets using SeatGeek before, using code RUG10 will save you 10% off your next order. So take out your phone, open the SeatGeek app, and add code RUG10 to your account. What are you waiting for? Do it now because it's only available for a limited time. Welcome back, everybody, to All Grown Up, episode 11. Real quick, I just want to say thank you all for all the support you guys have been showing on the podcast. We appreciate it deeply. Yeah. If you guys want to listen to our podcast earlier in the day before our YouTube video drops, we are dropping them at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you guys don't want to wait for the YouTube video, you can listen to it exclusively on there a few hours before.
On top of that, you guys will want to join our Discord. For the reason being is that me and Brian are going to randomly just hop into random channels and say what's up. And also, we're going to be dropping some sneak peeks on there as well.
Yeah, we'll join in. We'll watch the podcast with you guys on Discord. So make sure you guys go join our Discord server.
Yes, sir.
But today, we have an amazing guest, a very, very special guest, someone that I have looked up to, someone that I've known for so long, my other brother, Fousey Tube.
Thank you for coming.
Dude,
What up, what up, what up?
before we get into anything, can we please do your old intro?
Hell no.
Can I do it?
No.
Can I do it?
If you know it, go ahead.
If I know it.
Yeah.
Bro. Good morning to the best family on YouTube.
That was good. That was good. That was good. That was good.
Bro,
that was
Fousey,
good.
I've been a fan of yours for so freaking long. I don't know if you remember when we first met. It was like 2017 or something.
Yeah, it was back in the day.
Yeah, and you came over to my house. Bro, I was so nervous. I don't think you understand.
I literally don't, and I can't comprehend it. Obviously, having watched your whole career and where you're at now, it's odd that you still would have those moments of like getting nervous meeting somebody in your caliber of who you are and what you do.
I don't know why. It's just like something that I've never like really let affect me or like change me. Like a number, like a following count. Like I wouldn't think of myself as like above anyone or be like, oh dude, it's just this person. Like, bro, I don't know why. Like, I mean, your content back in the day was like my bread and butter, bro. I'd watch that all the time.
I think it's because people grew up with it. It's like it's before social media was what it was today, where if you have a phone, you are a social media personality.
All you need is a TikTok. Lot more accessible.
So accessible.
Yeah.
Back then when I was doing it, you can count on your hands the number of people that did it.
Yes.
So if there was somebody doing it, you know them.
Dude.
So now at my age, being like the dinosaur of this entire generation, you walk around outside, people are like, Fousey, because they grew up with it.
Yeah. Dude, it's crazy how things have changed from like 2014. I mean, you started when?
I started 2011.
Wow.
2011.
Yeah.
That is insane. And yeah, now fast forward to 2024, everyone just wants to be an influencer.
Yeah.
Versus how it was back then. You were trying to convince people that like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah. I was in college telling the dean of my department why it was a smart idea for me to make a YouTube channel. Now, this is before Instagram was even an app, so it's a hard sell. But now children can literally go up to their parents and say, I want to be a YouTuber. And the parents will be like, all right, here's a camera, here's a laptop, here's your Xbox to play Roblox on. You're good.
Yeah. No more like doctor, lawyer.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want
it's
to be an
taken over.
NBA player, bro.
You still got that?
It was my height that
That's
did
what
it
you
for
wanted
me.
to do?
I wanted to be a basketball player, and then I wanted to be an architect. That was more when I got older.
I didn't even know that. That's
Really?
You were gonna be an architect, or you wanted
in
to be?
high school, like when I got older, is when I was like, damn, I really like being creative. And,
Yeah.
like I
Wow.
want to design stuff.
That's lit.
Yeah.
And then
Well, now you have the numbers that social media people are putting on. Like Corinna just made more on her OnlyFans than a 4-year NBA contract of like an A-list player.
what was it?
world's changing.
67 mil.
I think it was 67 million. Like, that's
67
disturbing.
in 3 years.
That's disturbing.
That is that's just crazy.
What do you do with that money? Like, that's nasty.
I think she's like bought a ton of cars.
Yeah?
Like she
believe
bought
it.
David Dobrik a Ferrari. I think she went through like her car collection. She's had like
Yeah.
multiple Lambos.
Then it's like, to what cost or how far do you go? Like, I have a brother, very successful surgeon, doing his thing in New Jersey, smart with his
awesome.
money and everything. But we had a discussion recently of how much money is enough money.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you are comfortable. Your family is comfortable. Your kids that you're gonna have are comfortable. You have all this in line. When does it get to be a point where it's like, that's enough?
Yeah.
No more money is gonna make me happier. No more money is gonna give me access to things I don't already
Or
have.
fulfillment.
When do I call it?
Yeah.
When am I like, I'm cool with this?
Yeah. What was like the number you guys came up with?
His was, I think it wasn't even bad. I think his was 10 million clean in the bank after everything. He's done. And
yeah.
he like explained to me how he can break it down and have that good for ever.
Yeah.
What's your number?
My number right now, my number isn't even, so I used to be a spender when I made the money the first time around.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's why I've made money, lost money, made money, lost money. Now I don't want to use the word frugal, but I don't need money. Like I'm wearing this kick outfit. I'm wearing these Crocs. I wear the same mesh shirt every day just because it's what I like now.
Yeah.
So my number's not high.
You're in a good routine now, like mentally and
Very
physically.
good routine, very good place of spending, very good place of what I actually need. I don't know what my number is off rip, but it's not high.
Yeah. Dude, let's admire the fit though. You got
Yeah.
the
Right? I'm a
the
walking
full
billboard
fit.
for Kick.
That's fire.
I'm literally, what's up, Kick? What's up, Eddie? What's
Dude,
good?
that is awesome. I'm glad to see you like back on Kick and doing well. But I want to take it all the way back to like the start of your career. I know your career has had a ton of ups and then a ton of downs. And I want to just bring it back to like your upbringing, like your background and what made you want to get into content in general.
So I grew up in the Bay Area, which is like Fremont, San Francisco, that area. And I was always like, this is early MySpace days. I would do skits with my boy Kai Somar. You know Kais,
I know
yeah?
Kais.
So I would do skits with Kais. And
Yeah.
I loved it. And when I got to college, 2 girlfriends of mine were like, Yusuf, if you're trying to be an actor, you need to make a channel of your own. And again, this is before you could just make a YouTube channel. It was
Yeah.
like, what do you mean make a channel? So I made a channel in 2011 while I was a theater arts major at San Jose State University. And it took off, and the rest was
Spider-Man
history.
prank.
Wow.
Even before that, way before that, when I was still doing Middle Eastern content, dressing up as my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, and getting big in the Middle Eastern world. Like the years 2011 and 2013, I was selling out stadiums in Australia. Like way ahead of my time, way early. Like if I found these files and these videos from a YouTube channel of mine that's no longer, you'd be like, 2011, you were doing this. It's like
You've been had it.
It's
Yeah.
like I shouldn't be here right now. I shouldn't be on your podcast having this discussion. I should be in like Barbados, chilling, relaxed,
Yeah.
retired, happy. My kid's doing YouTube.
Yeah.
Your
So-
lore is insane, by the way.
Oh,
Insane,
yeah.
insane.
The Fousey lore is crazy.
Crazy.
Wait, so what did you do in those like arenas, like acting, like skits in person?
No, when I was doing a Ustream, again, what's Ustream? It used to be the first ever live streaming platform before before you now, before anything.
Yeah.
And I was doing a Ustream to a couple hundred people back then, and I had said out loud, I hope to one day be on a stage with a mic to be able to talk to you guys. My intention to be a motivational speaker. I get invited to an event. They were like, come to our college, talk. They were like, how much do you want? I didn't know business. I said, pay for my flight ticket and give me $500 in case I need food or anything like that, and we're good. They sold out the venue. I get there, and they're like, we're so excited for your comedy tonight. I said, what do you mean comedy? I'm here for motivational speaking. They were like, no, you're the stand-up, stand-up comedian for the night.
What?
I went into my hotel room, wrote 12 bullet points of ideas that I had from my videos, went downstairs, performed my first stand-up show, posted that on YouTube. The rest was history. It was getting booked across the world for stand-up comedy.
Bro, that's actually insane. Did you have any nerves, any fear? Is that like something that you were very confident in?
You always have nerves before going on stage. You always do. Just like before an NBA game, before going into a boxing match, you always have nerves.
Yeah.
But you love it. You live for it.
You lock in on stage.
Yeah, I loved being on stage.
It's one of those things that like you get out there and then you warm up to the crowd.
Yeah.
And then from there, you're just like, dude, I can't leave the stage. Like, I want to be here.
I want to be back on the stage, actually. So I'm keeping that idea open.
That's awesome.
I feel like your improv definitely improved during those times too. I mean, like you putting yourself out there like that only made you way better in your videos.
Yeah. And if you don't use it, you lose it. So like I went years not improvising anymore, not doing stand-up comedy. And you like, just because you have a talent doesn't mean you keep that talent. You have to work and hone on that talent.
100%.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I'd be at now on that stage. It's definitely different, but it's definitely something I still want to try. Hopefully one day again with Roman Atwood. We haven't closed that door on it completely.
Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, it's cool to see like Roman still doing his thing. You guys still stay in touch, right?
Yeah, of course. He's at like day 150 of his daily vlogs on a brand new channel again.
Wait, he's daily vlogging?
He's daily vlogging 150 straight so far.
Nah, that's crazy. It's like 2015 all over again.
Nasty. With his G7X Mark II.
And it works.
Hey,
tell me that wasn't the best investment of all time, a G7X.
Yeah, like I wasted so much money on cameras and production, and Roman has had a G7X Mark II and has done what he's done.
Dude,
unbelievable.
I want to talk about like the production stuff because sometimes you can spend a lot of money on high production things and our personal fans, because I know like you've done YouTube for a long time and you have like that like very strong dedicated fan base where they like prefer that, you know, like if you were just vlogging with your iPhone or G7X, but if you come out with like, oh, I got 3 camera angles for this video, it won't feel like you. It won't feel personal to them. It's cool to do every once in a while because even with my videos, like I'll do high production sometimes, but all in all, at the end of the day, the ones that get the best feedback is the personal vlogs.
Yeah. Even on my, so the problem I did in the past when I was first doing YouTube, before you had people like FaZe Rug and Mr. Beast to come show you how you're supposed to do it, I wouldn't take the money and invest back into my content. I take the money and go buy a Ferrari and bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Now I've been investing back into my streams. Cool, we made money, let's invest it back. But I can go out and pay for production, a team, content ideas, camera work, all this stuff. And if I were to take my Samsung on a tripod by myself to Little Italy in San Diego, they'll enjoy that so much more. Even when I was with your brother the other day.
Yep.
I went to your brother's house for a stream.
I saw that.
Literally just walked around, talked, heard a story about him jacking Booker off or something like that.
Okay, yo.
I swear, you can pull up the VOD.
No,
he did that.
no, he's told me about it.
Dog.
And they love that more than anything I've spent money on. So I'm like, why am I spending money on this production then?
Yeah, you know why though? It's because like it just feels like they're there with you.
Yeah.
Like you're vlogging from your phone or streaming from your phone. Like they're like, oh shit, I'm in Brandon's house with Fousey and Brawadis and I'm walking through the house. But then if it's like this high quality like production, like it's really good. Like it's cool for like the production value, but it's not what like your fans want.
I do want to take it back to what you were saying, you know, growing up, you know, with your family. How is your background like? How is your, you know, connections with your parents? And like, how did they also view you going into a field that was not even discovered yet?
Yeah, so I'm the youngest.
Okay.
In a Palestinian Muslim household. So growing up, you have a couple of options. You're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're an engineer, or something secure around that. My oldest brother, went to Harvard as an oral maxillofacial surgeon. My sister went to Berkeley Law School to become a lawyer, and now she's a professor at universities. My other brother went to Berkeley to become a pediatrician. When it was
Damn.
my turn,
That lineup.
they're like, what are you going to be? This is our golden goose. This is the kid.
This is it.
I said, well, I want to be an actor. And that was like flatline. Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, you can dream. That's cool, but you can't do that. So when I was living with my parents, I asked my mom to buy me a camera and a laptop. And I just said, I promise you one day I'll pay you back. And I was still in college. So the promise was, I'm still in college. I'm just going to do this for fun as a hobby on the side. Made the YouTube channel. And again, the rest was history. And my mom got to a point where she was like, I see it. I believe in it.
Wow.
Now just like, you know, she still said, I want you to graduate from college, which I did.
Oh, wow.
And once I did that, I got the blessing to go off to LA and do everything else that
you just had to
intended
prove it to
do.
them.
I just had
Yeah.
to prove it to them. Just
That's
had to show them
awesome.
that like this isn't a waste. I promise. I got this.
And you have a similar story to that too, I think, right?
Yeah, same thing, except I didn't graduate college. I just told my mom that, like, let me take this semester off because I really want to, like, prove to you that I could, like, you know, I asked my dad for a PC. I told him I would pay him back because that's how we'd make my gaming videos. And yeah, took the semester off. Same thing. The rest was history.
History.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my mom still was like, even like, honestly, not recently, but I would say like 5-6 years ago, I would still love for you to go back to college. And I'm like, Mom, I don't think that's ever
To
going to
this
happen.
day.
Like around like 3-4 years ago is when she
Yeah.
like last said something like
Wow.
that.
That's
It's crazy. But it's cool that you actually graduated from college.
Yeah,
What was
and-
your degree?
Believe it or not, I still want to go back to college. And the reason being, my degree was a theater arts major. And I walked in graduation, meaning I got to walk, I got to do the stage. I won an award for Best Actor for that year, but I didn't obtain my actual degree because I was 2 semesters shy as well. Not 2 semesters, 2 credits shy from obtaining it. So I had to go back for a summer class and do that. But the reason I want to go back is because as I'm older now, and you know, once you've accumulated fame, success, money, whatever you want to think that that's what you want, I realize what I want is knowledge. I want to be able to be in a conversation with different groups of people. And if we're talking about politics or we're talking about global warming, I'm able to be like, this is what I know. Granted, you don't have to go to college to be book smart. You
Of
don't.
course, yeah.
You could study on your own. But me, I just want to go back for myself, do like a sociology major, get my vocabulary up as well because I like speaking, I like being articulate, and doing it again and doing it right. The one thing I regret, actually, if you ask me of my entire career and everything, is cheating through college. Because I cheated my entire way. My
Yeah.
entire way.
Dude, that's crazy. Like that you said about like the getting your vocab up, getting your like studying sociology and stuff. Because I was watching a video yesterday about like someone into politics, and I was like, if I was in this conversation, I would not even know where to begin.
And I hate that.
Me
I
too.
hate that.
I would love to be more knowledgeable just around the world.
It's
Like,
having that respect around people too.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, like you're actually tapped in enough to really
Yeah.
realize what's going on.
when I see these young students talk the way they did, I was like, damn, I feel like I should go back to school too.
Like a random example, I enjoy when I watch Andrew Tate and Sneeko talk about whatever topic.
Yeah.
Because their IQ is up there. They know what they're saying. You
Yeah.
can learn from listening to them. And that's a skill I wish I possessed.
Yeah.
Now there's a lot of things I can talk about and yap about, but it's not in the vein of where I want to be.
you can't carry that presence, you're saying.
No, I can listen. I
Yeah.
can understand. I
Yeah.
can, follow along, but I can't join in and I don't
But you're
like
a
that.
good speaker.
I used to be a very good speaker.
Yeah.
That used to be my bread and butter. Like my YouTube vlogs, what did they used to be? Literally, if you go back and watch 45 minutes of me just yapping to the camera.
Dude.
I was able to yap. I was
That's
able
like
to
Brandon.
talk.
Yeah, that's what
Bro,
you guys.
Brandon
the
drinks a
crossover was lit.
cappuccino every single day, bro. He does not know how to stop talking.
I saw a story you posted the other day. It was from a distance, and you were like, Brandon's yapping in the
Bro,
background.
it's funny because it like became a meme on my brother's channel that people are like, dude, stop yapping, get to the point. But that's what I love about my brother's content. Is like, that's what he does. He just talks.
I used to be very good at that, but not no more, but I used to be.
So, bro, like when you moved to LA after you graduated college,
Yeah.
how did that go? Was it the way you expected it to go? Or
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
I get to LA. I drove there, whim of the night, broke the news to my parents that I'm moving, packed my car, went. That was a big thing on its own.
yeah.
Get to LA, no furniture in my first ever apartment, hardwood floors.
raw dogged it.
Don't know anybody, raw dogging it. I get to LA. I do the furniture. It takes me like 2 weeks. I go to IKEA. I get myself fitted. And then I hit up my then manager at the time, my first ever manager. The whole history of my managers in my career have been detrimental to the not success of a lot of the things. I've messed up a lot.
Yeah.
And the current manager I was with, I got to LA and I was like, all right, I'm here. Let's do the auditions. Let's do this. And his response was something along the lines of, you're in LA, make it happen. And I'm thinking, I get there, I'm gonna be going to meetings with this director, do this, do that. Granted, he did get me a Fast and the Furious, I think it was 7 audition back then, but that was it at the time. So I'm by myself, living on Barrington Avenue in my first ever apartment, don't know anybody, don't really know a direction of my content, don't know what to do or where to go. And that was like, if we're talking the hardest point of my career, it was that point because I was lost.
Yeah.
I did not know what to do. I did not know what direction to go in. I was by myself, literally.
No structure.
Nothing.
What year was that?
This was 2013, I believe.
So did you have like some sort of following on at least like Instagram? I think Instagram had come out by then, right? Or it came out 2013.
Yeah, I don't know where I was at on Instagram. YouTube, I had the Middle Eastern audience because I was doing those skits.
Yeah.
And I had done my first prank. So that was interesting because that was a big deciding factor as to where I was at in my career. Which way do you go?
Yeah.
So I had 2 kinds of content to do: skits with the Middle Eastern world, or go out, fake a prank, get this amount of views with nothing. So I make my first. I ended up making it work. Found a videographer, posted a listing, found a videographer, had him there. We tried my first skit, bombed. All the comments, oh, it's over, you're irrelevant now, not good, this sucks, everything. I'm terrified. I just moved to LA. My parents are trusting me.
Yeah.
Posted my first skit, it bombed.
It's a lot of pressure.
I go out and I film a prank. Took 30 minutes, Stage my reactions, did that, go home, post it. Within a couple of hours, millions of views, and the comments loved it. And again, as I've been saying, the rest was history from that point on.
What prank was that?
The first one in LA.
Take it back.
There's a lot of videos you have to go through, bro.
The first one ever was in the Bay Area, and it was holding random strangers' hand prank, where I just walked up to people and held their hand. The first one in LA, I want to go off on a limb and say it was Yoga Pants prank.
Oh, okay.
I literally want to go off on a limb and say it was that one. And what had happened was I actually invited Kai Somar to come live with me. Kai Somar has a crazy story, by the way, like the biggest in the sneaker game right now.
Yeah.
But this dude started out living in my closet in Barrington. My closet. He lived in my closet out of Barrington. And at the time, I was making a lot of calls to a long distance girlfriend, just yapping and bullshit and fights and everything. One day he comes up to me, he goes, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
He goes, you're here for a reason. You're wasting time every day talking to this girl. Grind. That lit a fire under my ass. I was at the gym, saw a girl in yoga pants, and how many eyes followed her butt, and said, if I put on a pair of yoga pants, go out in public, do this, it's going to be history.
Did he wear like a wig and everything?
No. Just put the yoga pants on, went into the car, bent over, had people walk by, say a couple of lines, and
damn, bro.
I think something to always keep in mind, like what is very inspiring is like trusting within your own vision, and just things are going to happen naturally in the way it's supposed to regardless. So even though you had that, that pressure of like, fuck, I need to make this shit happen. Like it's going to happen if it's going to happen.
And you have to trust your own vision, because like, let's say we were on a team and let's say an idea came to me, and when ideas come to you, they're yours.
Yeah.
They're special. You got that idea. That's your baby. So if you tell somebody, I have this idea, and this has happened so many times in my career as well, even with pranks. I used to go to my videographer and say, I got the idea. And then he would tell me, that's not going to do well. That's not good.
Oh.
Bitch, it's not yours.
Yeah.
I got the idea. I believe in it. That's my baby. Watch. And we would do it, and then it would be successful. I say that to say you always have to trust your vision.
Yeah, you
They
can't
always
listen
realize
to other
after,
people,
too.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's happened so many times with our content. It's
Yeah.
like we'll think of ideas, and then someone from like, like one of my cousins or maybe like someone that I know will be like, bro, do you think that'll do good? And then I'll start overthinking, and I'm like, damn, like, is it gonna do good? But we end up doing it. It does good. And I'm like, dude, I shouldn't even ask anyone.
Yeah.
If I have a good idea, like, don't even ask, yo, do you think this is gonna do good? I know it's gonna do good.
Yeah.
So,
It's all about being on the same wavelength, because with us, you know what I mean, we've been working for some time, and like
yeah.
to find that balance of like, damn, this is what works, this is what doesn't, and both being on that same page, it's helped us so much.
Yeah, big time.
And I like that as well, because let's say the idea does bad. Let's say it fails. Good. I can't blame anybody else but me.
myself.
Let it fail. Let it be my fault.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's how you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Dude,
enjoy that.
Yeah, and like if you didn't know, like me and Noah, like we've known each other for like 7 years. He started as my cameraman.
Yeah.
Like I met him at an LA party, and then
10 million.
Yeah, I was at 10 million subs, and then met him because I
Wow.
got to 10 million without a cameraman. You know,
What are you at now?
26.5.
That's disturbing.
I'm
bro.
trying.
That's disturbing.
I hear disgusting and like stuff
That's
like
disturbing.
that. But yeah, bro, I mean, my next goal is 30, but yeah, like I hired him because before that I was filming and editing my own videos, and I know you know that grind. And I was like, you know what? I want to like take it up a notch to 20 mil, but I can't do it on my own anymore. Hired him. We freaking grinded till 20 mil, just me and him, and then like our editors that we had. And then, yeah, bro, the rest was history with us.
So what is it now? What is the relationship? Like, what do you include in the vision of the project?
So now it's kind of the same. Like I still help film, and I still help with like back end stuff as much as ideas and stuff like that. I also have my own channel now that, you know, that
Yeah.
he's helped exponentially in, and like he's been a part of that. And it's just been a good natural feeling of us just coming together, working, and not really taking things too serious, but at least having somewhat of a structure to go off of and just fucking grind. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
and not only does he still help film my videos, but he's like a well-known character in my videos as well.
Fire.
Like we just naturally made it happen. Like in the beginning, like when he would talk behind the camera, like my fans didn't like it because I wanted someone to interact with.
Yeah.
So like when he was filming me, I would talk to him, and people were like, "Yo, like get him to stop talking," and I'm like, "Nah, like I fuck with it."
It
And
was
then
different back then too, because I mean that wasn't really a thing, like cameraman,
Yeah.
YouTuber
Yeah.
duo.
Yeah,
You know?
And then
Yeah.
we started like having him in my channel more, like in all my videos, and people started liking him. He started his own channel, and yeah, he's very successful on it.
This is my first time I actually have a team. And all the times I've tried things, I've had people a part of the team, but we weren't a team. We weren't a cohesive, like, this is what we're doing. You're in charge of this. You're in charge of this. You're in charge of this. Everybody delegates their stuff. So this is my first time having a team. And especially having that relationship with my cameraman for live streams of having him have that personality and that voice. I love it.
I want to dive into, you know, like some parts of your career that like started going down and like the mental health struggles that you dealt with, because I feel like after witnessing it, you know, it was tough to see, of course. And I feel like a lot of people can learn. And if they're dealing with something similar, like they could take some advice from you on that. Cause I feel like you've been through a lot. And real quick, I just want to say like, I'm very happy that like you're sitting here in front of me and like you seem like you're doing well mentally. Like you seem like you're doing good. So
Yeah, every year, I mean, it's not a secret. Every year, Fousey had a different,
You're
like
like Kanye.
yeah, like a different something. Like every year, what was it? And it's
Yeah.
like, if it hasn't happened yet, even right now, in my comments and the tweets, oh, it's only going to be a couple of months until the crash out or something happens. So it goes without saying, every year in my career, there was like a different thing that was like my fall from grace. What took me? Like, why did I always choose to self-sabotage? Cool. I knew how to get to the top time and time and time again. Done it so many times. Every year it was like a reinvention of how to get back to the top. And I had something that if I treated correctly could have given me longevity in the game at that, what I was working on. But my problem was always getting to the top and then finding a way back to the bottom the fastest. Now, you've watched it through July 15th. You were actually at July 15th.
I was there.
That was and I remember I saw a clip of you recently getting interviewed, and you were like, I wonder if Drake was actually gonna be here. And that was hilarious.
So what happened with that? Because for those who don't know, July 15th was an event that Fousey put
They know,
together.
they know.
So
they
it's
know.
like, and then you were saying that Drake was gonna perform.
Uh-huh.
So what happened with that? Because I don't think I talked to you about it.
I never have.
I don't think so, not personally.
So the idea for July 15th comes up when I'm in Australia on a tour with Adam Saleh. In 1 week, I rent out the Greek Theater, collab with Ticketmaster and Live Nation. I get artists from all over the actual country to come perform, and it was going to be like the Royal Rumble of festivals. So there was going to be a timer, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. When it gets to 0, you hear their hit song, they come out on stage. And we had a lot of like people from New York, Atlanta, like, actual artists coming. And then the day before the event, this is the first time, because I've slipped into Mania, I think 2 times in my career where they've seen it. Like, that's not Yusuf. Like,
Yeah.
what I say is not me, what I do is not me, how I act is not me. Like, literally lose control of myself and my mind. And we've seen it. When it happened that time, I found out Drake was in the city. I snuck into the club that he was at.
Was it Delilah?
It was Delilah. I snuck into the club that he was at. Everybody leaves the club at the end of the night. It's just one large group of people left and a group of girls sitting on the thing. Long story short, go up to a gentleman who was escorting Drake's dad, tell him the whole vision of my story, why I needed Drake on stage. He ends it by saying, I loved all of that, but how did you know my name? I looked at him and said, I've never met you a day in my life. If your name came out of my mouth, God did that. I know that sounds like a bunch of hoopla or whatever, but I've told this story so many times, that's what happened.
Yeah.
He shakes his head. He goes, wow, wow, wow. I take his number. I save it under God's plan. He goes, text me. We'll be there tomorrow. That next morning, I sent him a flyer. July 15th, Drake's face on it. It says red. It doesn't say, yo, don't promote that. We'll send you a cease and desist. It doesn't says, yo, da-da-da, what are you doing? It says red.
He read it.
So I sent another one. Can't wait for you guys to come, da-da-da, red. The whole day, red, red, red. Next thing you know, I'm going to the event. My girlfriend calls me crying. Somebody called in a bomb threat. The event was canceled. The narrative gets spun. Fousey's a narcissist, a liar, called in his own bomb threat, never met Drake. Drake was never coming. Drake's team released a statement. We never heard about anything of this. We had no idea what was going on.
Wait, they released a statement?
Of course. Because like TMZ, all these publications reach out to him. They have to release a statement.
Yeah.
We never heard anything of this, yada, yada, yada. Long story short, years later, I found out the gentleman's name who I ran into in the club that day. And he is a guy in the industry, but doesn't have the best rep, hangs around a lot of different entourages. So I know who it was. I know the story. Whether he played me or not, whatever, in my truth of what happened, that's how it happened. So yeah, and then one thing that I did lie about profusely at that is when I was hyping up the event the day of, and I said, we need 2 million live viewers for Drake to come. Because it was already, before it launched, before the event started, there were 75,000 people watching live on YouTube.
Damn.
It was going to be, regardless of what it was going to be, it was going to be a massive hit for the internet. But that was an exaggeration I didn't need to do. And that was just me just already lost trying to just make it bigger.
So do you know like what caused that state of mind?
Yeah, at that time, it was an abuse of Adderall. So I've taken medications my whole life. They've never done anything for me. There's something called medical resistant. Like if you're medical resistant, medicine doesn't do anything to me. But when I took Adderall,
it did something.
Imagine turning Super Saiyan, literally.
Yeah.
Like, I would literally go to people and say, this is how I was supposed to feel my whole life. I'm talkative, I'm excited, I'm happy, I have energy, I'm motivated. Like, it literally changed everything about who I am. It's like, you're here.
Yeah.
And I started taking more than 1 a day, more than 2 a day, more than 3 a day. Now, compare that with the adrenaline I'm already playing with and the potentiality of how big it can be if it succeeds. And that's been my problem. So we can bring up any time outside of that, like even the live streaming era last year where I streamed for 2 months. My problem has always been I've gone from here to here in a short amount of time, but never stayed here. So that's why this time, for the first time, what I'm doing is let's just trust the process.
That's it.
Let's gradually go up and stay here for a long time. Now, without me, like last year's live stream session where, G7 Fousey, that was 2 months.
Yeah.
This time since I've been back, we've already been back longer than 2 months. We're building gradually. Things are going great.
Hell yeah.
And people aren't even noticing that like, yo, he's been here and he hasn't left yet. Because now it's being paced for the first time.
Wow.
So
Yes.
Congratulations.
we're trying.
On that.
After
That's
how many
blessings.
years? After 14 years in the industry, after all the crash outs that have happened, after all the, rise to falls, to finally at 34 be like, you know what? Can't regret, can't look back, can't say this or this. But what I can do for the first time is use the knowledge of all the years that I've done and finally do it correctly this one time.
Yeah.
And I know I've said this before, but I truly, like, without a shadow of a doubt, see this as the final time.
Yeah.
There's no more after this, because my final chance was last year.
Yeah.
That was when people were rooting for the underdog. Yes, he's back. Like, he's doing it. Like, the amount of collaborations that I had lined up last year, because of how many people and influencers were in my DMs of catching on to the energy and the aura that was happening. Like, it was absurd. And the people supporting and believing in it. But that was it. After that last chance and my fall from grace last year, there's no more, let's root for Fousey. Let's root for the underdog. There's two things. You either love Fousey and you enjoy watching and you want to see him succeed, or you hate Fousey, you want to see him fall, but you still watch.
Yeah.
Those are the two categories you can be in now. But there's no like, let's root for him to do it. You either love him, you hate him, but you watch either way. And that's just it. Like,
It is what it is.
Yeah. So what was the downfall of the streaming last year? Because I remember when you came back, bro, people were loving the streams. People were tuning in. They fucked with it. Were you back in that like state of mind?
So again, this time it was actually done with no drugs, no alcohol, no nothing. So this time losing it was 100% just natural of what I was dealing with. To go from, this was after the Deji loss, fell into a huge depression, couldn't get myself out of it, had no career left, no lifelines, no business ventures, no nothing. To go from that pit of despair I was in to, in 2 months, to go from 200 viewers to 85,000 viewers.
Wow.
Zero income to a multi-million-dollar contract ready to be given to you from Kick. Collabing with Aiden Ross, SSB, that whole world, Sneeko, and being in top of that world. The switch between, again, how fast I went from 0 to 100 and everything that was happening, the excitement, the adrenaline, everything was just too much. So 2 nights in Miami at like the 2-month mark, decided to stay up all night. Horrible idea. Running on adrenaline, running on fumes, been live for 2 months, not turning the camera off. Damn. The excitement and everything just broke me. Now you mix that into the stalker situation that I had, which caused everything, you just poured all the gas onto the fire. It exploded. There was no chance. Whether it happened in Miami or not, that train was gonna crash, whether it ended up in me dying, me killing somebody, or me getting arrested. 100%. 100%.
And it
I was
ended up
off
with
the rails.
you being arrested.
Thrown into a mental health psych ward and then a rehab for 75 days.
Damn. Yeah, that actually makes sense. Like going from, being at ground zero, like you don't know what to do. You're depressed. You can't snap out of it. And then out of nowhere within 2 months, like you said, you're averaging 85,000 viewers.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't even imagine what that would do as far as like an adrenaline standpoint.
Yeah, mental. I mean, at that point.
Because I went from having no confidence, not believing myself in myself anymore, and just like doubt, fear, regret, to all of a sudden you just like, you got everything you've asked for right there. Where I was at that point was a better place in my career as to what was going to come than I've ever had in all my success and years of being in the game.
Yeah.
I had G7 promotions lined up where I was going to sign boxers from all around the country and take them to fight on the big stages. I had a G7 music label. We were going to sign artists and do them. I had all the collabs that were happening from the live stream. Just where it was going to go, granted it was going to crash, but where it was going to go was bigger than I had ever seen.
Yeah.
And it was just too much to handle.
So after all of that happened, from when you went to rehab for 75 days, from that moment to now, what did you do to rebuild? Like, what did you fall into a depression again?
Oh my God. This was easily, and again, I've said this before because each time it's true, the hardest year of my entire life. I fell into the biggest hole I had ever possibly could ever. I don't think there's any way other than death I could have gone lower than where I was in this last year. I get out of the rehab. I do a live stream with Aiden the day I get out. Bad idea, because I hadn't even acclimated back into the real world yet. I've just been around people, like sick people like myself mentally for 75 days, and go straight, leave the psych ward, drive to Aiden's warehouse and do his stream. After that, I fell into such a low. I wasn't myself. It was bad. Tried streaming in January. Was not the same.
Like IRL stream?
It was so bad. It was
How
so bad.
Why do you say that? Because you just weren't mentally there?
I just wasn't the same person. To compare who I was in Miami on that live stream, that energy that I brought, that everything, to streaming on camera by himself in a quiet ass house talking about, I want to kill myself, I'm depressed. It was... So this entire year has been, how do I rebuild myself? And I've tried every modality, from every psychedelic you can take, from ayahuasca to bufo to psilocybin, every medicine you can take to try to get out of it, different therapists, different workout routines, different breathing techniques, different, just so much. And all of it mixed together got me to where I am now, which is, it took a lot of acceptance.
Yeah.
It took a lot of, the reason I wasn't able to get out of the hole is because I was in a hole, there's no ladder, and I was mad at why I'm not outside of the hole, not understanding that to get out of that hole, I had to start taking baby steps to get there. Once I accepted, there's no, like, I would wake up and be like, oh, I don't feel like G7 Fousey. I'm depressed. I can't do this. You're never going to get out of it. But once I said, let me work out of the place where I'm at right now as a person and get myself to where I need to be, I'll get out of it. As soon as I started that, we got to where I'm at now.
Damn.
I'm so happy you're in that mindset, because I feel like it's very easy to compare yourself to a past version of yourself that was better. And when going through life, you tend to forget that you are that same person. You just need to find yourself again. And like you said, like, once you really start taking those like baby steps, you're like, holy shit, like I feel a little bit better with this.
Yeah.
Like, wait, I've done a little bit better than I was last month. You know what I mean? And you just keep it going. So I'm really happy you got to that point.
Progress.
Yeah. A lot of people, when they were watching it, when I started now, were comparing it themselves, being like, no, this isn't what I remember. Go slap Jack Doherty, go piss on his lawn, go do this. But from early on, I said, no, this version of me right now is 1,000 million times better than last year. I could turn it on now. I can do that performative character. But when the camera turns off, I'm not still up here. I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
Just grounded.
You have
like
that balance.
myself. I have a balance now, a work-life balance. And now, I know I'm yapping a lot. I'm drinking a cappuccino.
No, please,
But now for the first time, I'm treating this as work. I always used to treat this as like way too personal, like a passion that just, there was no like, this is work. And now for the first time, I'm like, the camera turns on, I'm working. I'm doing this for a reason. I'm making money, putting it in these places to get to a point where I no longer have to do this, and I can take the money and then start other businesses and ventures and take my life where I want it to go and start the next chapter. So yes, at 34, like I've done at 33, 32, 31, I've had to restart and do it all again. But what is the other side of that? You either restart, accept where you're at, and build again, or what? You stay on the ground and cry for the rest of your life that you're not where you used to be and don't get it? I'm going to get up every single time.
Hell yeah. And as of right now, like, how long have you been streaming on like a good wave?
It's been I think 3 months now.
That's
3
good.
months that we've been doing it. So the first stream back that I hit live was just a random spur of the moment decision, and 41,000 viewers tuned in. Non-botted, randomly, just 41,000 viewers. And I immediately, and I was like, I'm back. I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm going to do that. When I woke up the next day out of it and had that like hangover of like that high adrenaline, I was like, no, you're going to make the same mistakes you always do. What? You're going to go back to Vegas, do all this? So I spent a month doing desktop streams at home, very quiet, chill with my dog, whatever. And then one day said, all right, let's drive to this place in San Diego and stream outside. Did good. All right, let's try this. Let's try that. We try
little by little.
Now I'm traveling every weekend, different things. throwing our own. We just had the first ever G7 Fight Club tryouts happen in Tampa.
Dude, I saw that. That's so sick. Wait, can you get into that more?
So years ago, I signed Dean the Great, now the lightweight champion of Misfits. You know, I think like 7-0, 6 knockouts, the best in the game.
Yeah.
Like could be the best pound for pound. Signed him, created Happy Punch, collabed with Keemstar, made Dean into the star he was. Had a falling out with Happy Punch and Keem, had to leave the baby so there was always that gripe and that regret of like,
Yeah.
like that's my baby, but I had to accept it. So Dean has always done these events where he goes to a public area, tweets out his location, boxers show up, they fight on concrete. And I've been telling Dean from day one, if you do this properly and do this correct, you could build a brand that's bigger than life, that's bigger than you, that's bigger than me, and do this correctly.
Yeah.
Welcome G7 Fight Club. You have all these boxers from around the world who are so talented and so gifted who are just looking for their one shot. They want to be seen. They want a chance to be signed. But they can't just call up KSI and be like, can I get on Misfits?
Exactly.
They can't just hit up, any of these different promotion companies to get on their fights. So what do? We host tryouts. We just did it in Tampa, tweeted out the location, had an underground warehouse style. Everyone showed up, signed their waivers, signed up for the tryouts, brought their gloves, brought their mouth guards.
Dude.
You pull 2 names out of a hat, out of the weight class that they're in. They come to the middle, they fight. Now what we're doing, there was 5 winners in Tampa. We take those 5 winners, they now represent Tampa. Now, we go to New York, do it again in New York. Later on down the line, because if I were to tell you how big this is going to go in the league we're going to turn it into, you host actual events, Tampa versus New York, G7 Fight Club, and put them right there.
That is so sick.
You're creating fucking Mortal Kombat.
You take 5 of the best from G7 Fight Club and go to Misfits and say, we want to fight your 5 of the best. Let's do a joint collaboration.
Bro.
We're creating a league that has the underground gritty side of underground warehouse fighting for them to try out, and then gonna do actual events with crowds and production where once they make it into the league, they now fight on G7 promotions. So yes, I'm trying to make the next, because you've had a lot of people try to be Misfits, but not do it properly. People come in for a cash grab. So they come in, they'll pay this influencer $300,000, not even knowing that influencer is not gonna give you any pay-per-view sales.
Yeah.
They fail, their cash grab didn't work. I know the game. I know what it is. I know it's not a quick crash grab, and I know where we're trying to go. So that's my new little baby that we're working on.
huge.
That's such a cool venture to be focused on right now. After everything that you've been through, everything you've tried, everything you've done, bro, that sounds like a video game. Like it sounds like if that wasn't a video game, like, all right, I'm in San Diego, I'm gonna go to New York and fight these people. Like I'm in that weight class. How's that going?
We did the first one in Tampa.
Okay.
Packed warehouse. Security, police, EMTs, waivers, DJ, like everything done properly. Fighters packed out of the house. 2 vicious knockouts. Already found 3 stars. Like if I were to say who's gonna be a star based on like me finding Dean, we found 3 stars, guaranteed.
Dude.
You put them anywhere, they're gonna make a statement, and it went great. The next one's already happening. The next one's in Atlanta, DreamHack weekend. DreamHack is like the Kick TwitchCon.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the after party to DreamHack in Atlanta.
You know what I really love about this idea is that I said this before, I've talked about it before, but like, how do you know when you're going to find the next LeBron James? Like, how do you know when you're going to find the next Steph Curry? Like, they're out
You have
there.
to search.
It's just hard because there's no like NBA tryouts. Like you can't it's like I wonder how many people just haven't been discovered because there's millions of people trying to do that, you know? So in the boxing world, like this is actually cool because you have the tryouts. You're giving people the opportunity to show their skill and you could sign them based off how they do.
And you're just being straight up about it. Like, guys, this is what we have to offer. You're curating your own vibe to it, and people are going to latch on just from pure passion. You know what I mean? Which is amazing.
You should see the amount of signups we had. So there's a website now where they can go and register and put their city. The amount of signups we had of people wanting that one shot is disturbing. There's a lot of undiscovered talent who are just looking for their one shot. They have it. They might not have the social following, but that's where we come in. We'll come in and promote you. We'll give you the name. And when G7 Fight Club fighters start showing up to other promotions, like let's say I put one of our fighters on a Misfits event, you're going to know when G7 Fight Club is at an event because we're going to be like the death row records of the boxing world. Like these guys mean business. They're serious. So
I wanted to ask who your favorite boxer is
Ever? Like
Of all time.
professional boxer?
of all time.
Of all time, it's going to have to be Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Of course.
So you're taking Mike over Jake
Yes! Oh, wait, when they fight this year?
when they fight.
Shit. No, I don't. My Mike's not beating Jake.
Yeah,
Not now.
Jake
Yeah,
is
not
too
now.
like, bro, he's locked in. He's young.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love Jake.
Yeah.
I love watching his career. I love watching his fights. I love W.
Yeah.
Insane Glaze, but I actually
nah, bro,
love W.
I'm not gonna lie. I respect Jake Paul like crazy. Like, bro, I watched his house tour. I don't know if you saw that. He just posted it, and it sparked a new motivation for me.
Really?
It's crazy. Like, I feel like no matter what, like I always have room to grow. And when I watch stuff like that, I'm like, damn, like I should grind a little bit harder.
He's
you
a
know?
true businessman.
Bro.
What was it about that gave you that? Was
His
it something he
house-
had or his house?
It was
or-
yeah, like his house. He already did like a house tour a year prior, but he like renovated it. And I'm into like home renovations. Like I haven't done anything at my house, but I'm so into it. I'm into art, which I don't have a lot of in my house, that it inspired me because like a lot of his art pieces were like mad expensive, but they looked so good. And I'm like, damn,
Very
like
rare.
yeah, like maybe my next venture is like remodeling my house, you know, like sparked something new for me to get excited about. Like, oh, I want to put like a movie theater in my house.
And relating that to, I mean, what your whole life story is, it's literally just re-innovating yourself at many
Yeah.
points. It's always trying to find a new perspective to life.
Yeah, there's always something new that you could be doing. Like, because if you you know, if you just keep doing what you're doing and you like become stagnant, like that's where like things can go down.
Yeah.
But like you always have to try to think of new things that one, make you happy first and foremost, and two, like see if it works.
And get out of your
Yeah.
comfort zone. Like whenever you do some shit like that, like even, I don't know, just any step of my life I can think about, it's like, damn, I stepped out of my comfort zone and I had the most fun at that time,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
And on the topic of boxing, dude, what happened with you and Ryan? Are you guys cool?
Yeah.
Oh,
Me and Ryan
okay,
are
okay.
cool.
You guys
Yeah,
are cool.
Yeah, we're
Explain
cool.
that.
So Ryan is, I would say, going through a G7 Fousey phase. I don't think he's all there.
Yeah.
I don't, respectfully, and I've told him this to his face, so it's not like I'm saying something behind his back.
Of course.
He, after his win against Devin Haney, got on the mic and said, that was all an act. I got you guys to buy the fight. Clearly wasn't, because 2 weeks later, he went on that drunk, explicit-filled rant talking about dropping the hard R, talking about Muslims, talking about Palestine, and all these things that I just didn't agree with, couldn't rock
Can't
with.
stand behind.
So when I saw him in public and I knew I was streaming with him, I was like, I can't have these feelings and these thoughts and not bring it up to him
fake.
when I see him.
Yeah.
So I just had to, when we were together, say, I saw you made these comments. I don't agree with them. I don't respect them. This is how I feel about them. Let me hear your side. And we had a discussion. We
Yeah,
had to
you were
talk about
straight
it.
up. It's
Yeah.
good instead of being fake, like you have these feelings towards him, but you're trying to just put a smile on
Yeah.
for the stream. Like that's not the way to do it.
I couldn't. So that's why I was just like, I have to do this now. And then he just cussed me out, did this, did that, whatever for the camera, but we were all cool.
Yeah.
We were all cool. Everything was
Okay.
good. What do you feel about the new Faze Clan?
Bro, I love them. You know what's crazy? I've been saying it. At first, I didn't know like who half the new Faze members were. I was like, I wonder how this is gonna go. And I feel like they're really proving themselves now. And on top of it, bro, they're all young. They're like 20, 21, 22. And I've been collabing with them, going to LA more just to collab with them. And I used to never want to go to LA because I did live in LA for 2 months. Worst decision ever. We could get into it after, but
That's wild.
they've been like keeping me like feeling young with them. You know what I mean? Like a new spark in content for me as well. And just this whole streaming game is crazy because I never got into streaming ever. Like I used to stream video games back in the day, but I've never done IRL streaming. But I don't mind being in people's IRL streams.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're crushing it, man. They're doing the subathon right now.
Yeah.
They're on day 16, 24/7. So yeah, I
Props
think
to them.
Yeah, props to them. Like they were just here a few days ago and we went to like the Whaley House, which is like America's most haunted house. But yeah, I think they're crushing it. And I think the direction that Banks took it in is like it's doing better than FaZe has done in the past 7-8 years.
It's back
Yeah.
into a new prime.
Yeah, bro,
crazy.
it's so cool. Like, I'm definitely not like into streaming myself. Like, I feel like my bread and butter is YouTube and now this podcast. I just knew like I've tried streaming before and I'm like, this is a lot, bro. Like, mad props to you. Anyone that streams, bro, it's like such a different animal than making YouTube videos. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. Live streaming it's different than being a YouTuber ever was. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, you can't. Because, like, even when I used to vlog, I could have been depressed as shit that day. Pull out the camera, goes red, good, and get right into it. And then like all of a sudden, camera goes off. I'm back to sad.
Yeah, you're kind of like
live streaming. You can't.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
live. You're
It's
live
you.
and
This is
direct.
you.
It's you. So you got to be able to perform not only for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but like hours on end, and you're live. And it's hard, it's challenging, but I like that. It's fun. It gives it something different. It gives it something new. I enjoy that.
It feels like real to you, right?
Yeah. I have fun doing it. It's like I'm not performing for the camera and then turning off after. Like I'm living my life, and they're living vicariously through me. And yeah, I also love the new Faze Clan.
They're sick, bro. Are you doing something with them?
I am. So I reached out to, it'll be next week, so it'll already be out there. I'm collabing with Lacey next week.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
that's gonna be the
Lacey
first
is,
one.
bro, he's one of my favorites, man. All of them are great guys, but I don't know. Lacey's so cool.
Yeah,
He's
they're all
funny, bro.
hilarious in their own ways and
Yeah.
have their own dynamic too.
I didn't know how to feel about it when it first came out either. I'm
Same.
like, okay, interesting. I don't know any of these guys, but then actually giving them a chance, tuning in and watching it, I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. And they're all hungry.
Yeah.
They're all so hungry.
Bro, they're grinding.
They're young. They're grinding. And yeah,
That's so good to hear coming from like an OG like you, like just hearing that like Faze is doing good.
My Twitter timeline is owned by Faze, AMP, Aiden Ross, and I think there's one name,
Sneeko?
probably XQC and Sneeko.
Yeah.
That's my Twitter timeline. Like that's
Dude.
all it is.
If you had a dream guest to be in a live stream with you,
Anybody?
anybody. Can I try to guess?
Yeah.
Drake?
So that's obviously a name that comes up
You
quickly.
have to.
Dude,
make
that
that-
would be legendary.
That like it's either gonna be that or J. Cole or Kanye. It's one of those.
J.
But
Cole's
Drake
fire.
just makes the most sense because I've always wanted to just give a big FU to everybody.
Mhm.
Even just taking a picture next to him, putting a big FU.
That would be crazy,
And
bro.
again, had last year's crash not happened, call me crazy, I think it would have happened last year. Because even in my talks with Kick, and I would tweet at Eddie publicly, and I said, if you want me to sign, get me the collab with Drake. And he said, we'll see what we can do, make it happen. And obviously Drake has a relationship with them through Stake.
Yeah.
So that's how it would have happened. But I don't even think he likes me. I think I heard through the grapevine because I've done impersonation videos on him before, which he genuinely doesn't like when people try to impersonate him.
Yeah, like the fake Drake.
Yeah, he hates that.
That's crazy. That's a little insane. Like your whole persona is being someone else.
Yeah.
Like skits, I feel like are fine.
Well, I did like a public, like I took him out into the public and acted like it was Drake.
Oh, okay.
And also, I've just had his name in my mouth for so long, but I just want the chance to explain to him that story. Just like, I don't care if you hate me forever. Let me just tell you this story of what happened through my perspective of trying to get you at my
Yeah.
event. So that's definitely a dream collaboration there.
Hell yeah.
That I want to happen.
What did you think about like the Drake and Kendrick beef?
I loved it. I think that was so needed in hip
Who
hop.
came out on top?
I got Kendrick. And maybe
Me
that's
too.
another reason why Drake will never collab with me, because I publicly danced to Not Like Us and said Kendrick cleared and won that.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like as a man, like he would take the L. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because I think everyone knows that like Drake kind of lost the beef on that.
I don't think he does. I think if you asked his camp and his team, I think they would take the W. I genuinely do. There's no way they would just claim defeat and be like, yeah, Kendrick beat us on that battle.
To a public perception, I think it's always going to be like, oh, like Not Like Us, or like, you know what I'm saying? That whole.
You would never like admit to taking an L, right?
I mean, with that poll that everyone had, like you got people from different communities that don't even give a fuck about hip hop.
Yeah.
Dancing to not, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like it just makes sense.
Nah, bro. Like I love Drake so much. I have a 10-foot painting of him in my house.
Yeah.
So like it's hard to say that I think Kendrick won the beef, but like I can't just glaze. I guess
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
say.
The
Like I
Lakers
guess I
lose,
can't
right?
just like lie about it. You
Yeah.
know?
You know, big teams and I mean the Lakers always they've lost before, you know what I'm saying? Like dynasties take hits to the armor.
Yeah.
He released, like, I forgot how many tracks he released. Each one told a story. One of them was a literal letter to his father, his mother, his child.
Yeah.
And then after all that, it's like, oh, but you can't make a club banger. Okay, watch this. Here's Not Like Us. Did this for fun. Let it become the #1 song in the world. Watch what happens. Watch me perform it at the Super Bowl.
That's crazy.
If he's gonna do that. I don't know if he'll perform it at the Super Bowl.
I feel like he would.
I would love it. I would love it. But I don't know
can't
if he's
even-
gonna do that.
Do you like that Kendrick's the Super Bowl performer? Or did you see the whole thing with Lil Wayne?
Yeah, I did, and I love Wayne and everything. But if you watched the last time Kendrick performed at the Super Bowl, this man is one of the best performers we've ever had. So you can look at it on a musical standpoint right now and be like, oh my God, why is he? Watch what he's gonna do. This guy is legendary.
Wait, I never knew he performed at a Super Bowl.
He did.
I know that
It wasn't his. He wasn't the headline.
Oh.
I forgot
was
which
it,
one it
was.
was.
It at SoFi? That's
Oh,
what I
where
would
he came out with
assume.
like Dr. Dre.
Snoop Dogg.
Is that the one? I'm not sure.
Because it was
I'm
with
not sure.
Compton and like Inglewood and all that.
I'm not sure, but he did perform at one, and the performance he ate. He ate
Yeah.
the whole thing up like ridiculously.
Damn, but I'm
maybe-
actually excited for
Maybe
it.
Yeah.
Rihanna? I don't know. So during your G7 era, I saw you crash out on your cameraman a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. A lot. Well, it was because
I get it though.
doing it live.
Yeah.
And doing the success happening in the moment. There were no down times where it could be like, all right, let's talk about what you could do better, where we could improve on, what we could do. It was all happening live.
Yeah.
So I had to try to maintain the ship, get to where I was trying to go, let it run how I wanted it to run while being live. So that came out in anger, frustration, crashing out, firing him.
honestly so funny.
Yeah,
though. Like,
but I am happy because we actually hired the same kid back.
let's go. The redemption arc.
Yeah, he has his redemption arc. I haven't fired him since we've been back. And he has fucked up, and I normally would have crashed out. I haven't crashed out on him. and it's
You've
going
learned
good.
to manage your feelings.
Yeah,
So there you
and
go.
know how to lead the operation. Like,
Yeah.
it's only gonna be as good as I know how to lead and like be the sailor of the ship.
And you have to mentor. Like, not everyone is gonna know exactly what you want at all
Yeah.
times, and just kind of being hyper focused on at least the little things so that it makes bigger situations easier.
Yeah. And he's good. He listens, he's taking notes. And once you get like the relationship you guys have, once you have somebody you're comfortable with behind the camera, it's hard to go out and find somebody else and remake
You
that
actually
magic.
build that relationship. You know what I mean?
And I like it, like outside of the work that he does behind the camera, and he's great behind the camera. I think one of the best. I think if we're talking, and I'm not just saying this, and I'm not like, this isn't coming from a place of arrogance. I think our stream quality right now is one of the best out of all streams on Kick and Twitch. With the camera quality, the actual production quality, the zoom in, the zoom outs, the feel. Like, we were recently a part of Ice Poseidon's Hunger Games, and this is no disrespect to Ice because it's his Hunger Games, his event, and it was magic. But a lot of people tuned into our stream over his just because the quality cleared so much over what he was producing.
So it all matters like that. in
It
the end.
all matters.
How often are you streaming?
Right now, almost every day.
Ooh.
Almost literally every day.
Do you let him eat?
Huh?
Like,
Do I let him eat? That was actually a big thing because when I was with Neon's group, Neon doesn't let his people eat. We were at a restaurant. They can't even put the camera down.
Are you being serious?
I swear to God, he was locked in the whole time, beginning to end, didn't move, like nothing. And I had something to say to my team. I was like, whenever we go, you guys need 3 breaks. You guys always need to eat. You guys are always hungry. And I was pissed. I was like, how did I just watch his cameraman not even have to take a shit, but we're putting the camera down for 30 minutes at a time to go eat and take breaks? I do let him eat. But that was the thing that came up. It actually came up.
Because I don't let him eat.
Yeah?
You should learn
Yeah.
a thing or two.
No, I mean, that's how Neon does it.
Yeah.
That's how Neon does it.
It's a formula,
And I
right?
loved it because it's like, and I loved, what I loved most was his cameraman's response to "you don't eat." It was something along the lines of course not. I'm working.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, he
Damn.
actually lets me eat.
No,
but
no,
it's like an
a
ongoing joke.
bro,
No,
he-
I'm being serious.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm being serious.
Fuck.
wild.
And
I
I
mean,
took something
because
from
my
it.
joke with Noah is that like, oh, he needs to be stronger, and I need to like discipline him, and he needs to build, strength by not eating.
But what would the issue be with not eating if you're not live?
Well, that's the issue we're having. Like, he thinks it's still not a good thing for me to eat
I guess
off
it is
camera.
different.
But then
with live.
in your argument, my question to you is,
Okay.
if you know you're only gonna film from this hour to this hour, why the fuck would you need to take a break during filming to go eat?
Because we do a lot of food videos, and he's eating in front of me, and he has multiple plates, and he's like kind of waving in front of me like a dog.
Yeah, and I don't.
Oh,
take
so you
a bite.
tease him. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No.
That's not how it actually
No, but
is.
I guess it is different with streaming Like it
I just
depends.
realized that like the whole team that you have behind streaming is just a whole different animal.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're live. So if you have to put the camera down for 30 minutes to go eat,
The
what are we doing
quality.
in that 30 minutes?
Yeah, wait, that's true.
We're just sitting down at a restaurant talking to the chat.
Do you have like a certain time you want to stream for? Like, is it like 5 hours, 6 hours, or is it different every time?
Where I am right now, and this was hard because I had to force myself not to do 24/7 because I love 24/7 the most.
Dude, that's crazy.
The golden pocket, like if you hit this, you got a successful ass stream, is 8 hours for me. 8 hours, you fucking killed it. Congratulations. 5 hours, very successful, good. 3 hours, it better have been a very solid, good 3 hours. 1 hour or 2 hours, it better like that 1 hour, 2 hours better have hit. Like
Yeah.
it was worth it.
Or like a
There was
collab
a reason.
stream, or like someone that's coming on as a guest.
Yeah.
Something I've done recently is respark. So I'll spark up, I'll do a 3 hour, cut it, do what I need to do, come back up at night for the second part, and it's two different audiences. So one audience loves going out, going to clubs, having fun, doing the degenerate shit, and one audience loves the wholesome, at
Chill.
home, quiet, chill.
Good
That's
mixture.
cool. You have two
Style
different
of-
like styles of content.
It's so different. It's so different than even when I joined the scene last year to IRL. Because I'm not new to streaming.
Yeah.
I've streamed from Ustream in 2011. I've streamed on Twitch in 2018 and had a huge runs on that. Had I never quit, what it could have been. But my entrance into IRL was last year. And from even what I was doing last year to what it is now, the game has changed emphatically. Like it's not
Yeah.
the same game at all. It literally changed in real time while I was in rehab.
You just adapted to it.
I was in rehab getting calls from my manager telling me like, this person's doing so-and-so, this person's doing this. And this isn't stuff they were doing prior to my 2-month. So I knew that the landscape in the game had changed.
So when you're in rehab and you're still in contact with your manager and he's keeping you in the loop of everything going on, does that not make you like, damn, I want to get out to go do it? Or
I was so pissed. I was
Yeah.
so pissed to hear that. And I'm not trying to like, I didn't invent IRL streaming. Okay.
course, yeah.
Of course not. And you have goats like Ice Poseidon who have been there far before me. But I did come in, reinvent, respark, pour the fire under the flame, and show people how to do IRL streaming in 2023 when I started last year.
Yeah.
Did create that lane. Even streamers who would stream on their desktops or sometimes do something outside now saw, oh, I can live my life on camera
yeah.
and like go out and do like, and it became, people weren't doing that. So while
Yeah.
I'm in rehab, getting calls, hearing your sauce is being used on other people's food,
Oh,
and you only get 15 minutes of on the phone a day, and you just have to sit there knowing that it was
Someone's-
excruciating.
yeah. I was gonna say like I can't imagine like I would want to leave ASAP.
You
and
would be a
just-
problem.
yeah.
You would actually like you'd break out.
I would
think.
have to break out.
No,
bro.
I was pissed. I would beg them to let me go. I was pissed off. I was frustrated. And then I had to come out. And not only that, I come out of rehab. I'm not the same person. I'm depressed. I can't even do what I used to do that I used to do so well.
Yeah.
And now I had to just sit at home on my phone and watch them do what I did so effortlessly last
Yeah.
year. 'Cause I actually have a question for you.
Yeah.
Financially,
Mhm.
what tips can you do me of what to do with my money this time? Because I'm making good money.
Here we
This
go.
question.
I'm making good money on a consistent basis.
Okay.
I'm in a healthy spot. I'm not wasting it. I'm not like splurging. I'm not doing stuff. So now I just have money to play with that I want to do right with. What do I do?
Brother, property. Buy some land, buy some apartments, buy property.
Now, how much do you need to make that a lucrative investment? Like, how much would I need to buy property?
So
Like,
I would say in today's market, it's not looking too good right now.
Uh-huh.
But I would say like what I usually go for is I try to get like 4, 5, 8 unit properties where I would say like a 4 unit could be around like 1 to 1.2 million.
Okay.
And of course, like you could put a down payment, 20% of that. Let's just say $1 million. Put 200,000 down, and the rent that you're getting from the tenants pays the mortgage.
Yeah.
Plus, you get like a little extra on the side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then over the years, you'll pay off the property, and then that becomes just passive income.
But then how big does your operation and team need to be? Because obviously running a complex or even multiple units is not easy.
It's not.
They're going to have complaints. They're going to have this needs fixing.
Yeah.
This needs.
So I have a property manager, and he takes care of everything.
Everything.
Everything. Toilet doesn't work. Something needs remodeling. The roof is breaking.
So you're the overseer of the entire operation, and it's obviously your capital that you guys are using to make it work.
Dude, it's such a like amazing accomplishment that I'm like super proud of, because it's something my dad got me into since I started making money, right? So since I was like 18, he was like, "You're buying a 4-unit property." I'm like, "All right, sure." Like, of course, I had my fun with like Lambos and like stuff like that, but I always made sure I kept money on the side. But yeah, so right now, it's pretty massive, but yeah, anything that happens, it just goes through like my property manager. He'll tell me like, "Oh, we have this leak, we have this," but they just take it out of like the rent that I get. You know what I mean? So I don't have to pay out of pocket. It's just coming from like the rent that I was supposed to collect.
Yeah. That gets me excited. This gets me excited because,
dude, I tell everyone, bro. I tell
believe
everyone.
it or not, and I'm sure you know this. In all the years, all the millions I've made, 0 investments. Outside of the one house I bought in New Jersey for my parents, which we then sold.
Yeah.
0 investments in anything.
Nah, bro. I personally, like, the thing is, it just depends on what you're like passionate about, because there's a lot of people that like do stocks.
I don't like stocks.
Okay, because I don't either. Because I'm like, dude, it's also kind of a gamble in a sense.
Yeah.
But I don't know much about stocks to talk on it, but that's just something I'm not interested in. I love property. It feels like Monopoly in real life, and it's something that's secure, bro. Like, you're putting money into, let's say you put your 200,000 down, it's not going anywhere. Like, it's just going to keep growing, because over the years, property value goes up.
No, I love the idea of property, because when I did buy that house for my parents in New Jersey, when I came into financial issues, and being able to sell that house and get however much money I got back, it was like, whoa, so my money was safe that whole time and actually growing on top of what I paid. I loved it.
Yeah.
So that's good to know. That's definitely what I'm going to look into this year.
Hell yeah. If you ever need any help, like, hit me up. Like, I've told any of my influencer friends, like, if you guys need help, and I've pointed like a few people in the right direction.
Now, are houses just as viable and lucrative and important as units, or are units?
I mean, houses are good too, but I just been into apartment units since the start. And I feel like if I'm buying something, I'd rather get like 4 or 8 or 10 of something in one payment rather than just like one house.
100%.
My goal is to like, because that's another thing like we were talking about before, is like setting different goals and like seeing what else like makes you more motivated. And I think every time I get a property, bro, it makes me more motivated to grind even harder so I could keep reinvesting my money into properties. And I got Noah into it as well. Like, he bought his first house as well.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Thank you, bro. Yeah, it's a huge accomplishment.
Dude,
because
it's so fun.
Seeing all his guidance, like, especially I can get why you like apartments, because people do fucking crypto, and it's like you see like art online, but it's like seeing your actual place in real life. Like, damn, I own that. It's
dude,
like,
it's so cool seeing like, oh damn, like this property is mine. Like, it's so cool to know.
So what else? There's property. What else do you do with?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Bro, straight up property.
So it's property, obviously investing into your retirement and all of that.
And of course, reinvesting into my content. Like, that's like like that's something I do for sure, is like, if I have a good month, like, I'll definitely take a chunk of that and try to figure out like a few banger videos in that month that we could like elevate. But like we were talking about this off camera, but there's sometimes like a lot of money you spend on a video and people just won't like it because it's not very personal. Like, it's more just like higher production, high quality. But then there's a video where I could just pick up the camera, vlog with my friends, and people love that. And I respect that, because that's like how my OG fans grew up with me.
You built your channel.
Yeah, so it's cool to kind of like satisfy like different audiences. Like you said, you have 2 sets of audiences, like the nightlife and the chill. Like, I feel like I have like a solid audience for like the good high production videos, and then a very solid audience for my like OG vlogs.
And what, just to bring this back, you said you didn't like your 2 months in LA. What happened?
Nothing like detrimental, like nothing like crazy happened. It's just that I started slipping on my content because the nightlife, bro. Like, everyone was hitting me up. Because, bro, to be honest, I don't have friends in San Diego. I have my family, which I'm extremely grateful for, and I see them all the time. But I also just don't have friends. Realistically, like in San Diego. So all my friends are out in LA, like all my like influencer friends. So when I actually lived out there, bro, I was getting hit up all the time by them. Like, yo, let's go out here. On a Monday night, there's a club.
Yeah.
Or like Wednesday afternoon, there's this event.
Nonstop.
And I'm like, it's hard to say no because I'm like, this is new to me. And then I started slacking on YouTube. And after 2 months, I'm like, hell no. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not letting me living in a different city take over my career because I care too much about my YouTube. I care too much about my family. So obviously leaving to LA was leaving my family too. So
Yeah.
in the 2 months I was there, I had fun. I will say it wasn't like hell, but it was something that I was like, it was a reality check.
That's cool you caught it in 2 months though, because you could have wasted years of your life in that cesspool of like the pit that you fell into.
Yeah.
You caught it quick and got out of there.
Dude, yeah.
I think you're just too self-aware that you
Yeah.
would never let that slide.
I just can't, bro. I've always been about, like my business and my work. And like, if I notice anything happen, like I always have to like take a step back and be like, what's causing this? And when I did that in LA, I'm like, clearly it's being in LA. So I moved back to San Diego, rebuilt everything. And it's not like I fell off, but it was like, you could
you were
easily
still
just
posting
see,
as much, but I think that your, I guess your routine was being fucked up.
yeah. And then
So-
like some weeks I just wouldn't like film on certain days. And then the content was different because people were used to content with my family. So
It was a
felt
cool
like-
break, though. I have to say, like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of cool opportunities that we were able to get out there. But at the same time, I think you were just being affected by like the bullshit that doesn't matter.
I know we were talking about how like, when you're at your lowest, you can easily come back to the top, right? What's like the secret for that? Where like you're like, okay, like I can come back to the top, but then like it's all about how I could like maintain it. Is there like a secret or like is there the formula more?
No, there is a secret. And I think for me, it started when I first started in 2011. My inspiration, Timothy De La Ghetto, I would talk to him and I asked him very early on, what's the rule on me taking a break for like my mental health or anything? And his response was, you can't take a break because they'll forget you. The second I heard that is the second I took a break because I was like, I'm not going to let myself fall under that trap where I'm not allowed to take a break. What that then allowed for me to do in my entire career is to take large absences.
Yeah.
I would daily vlog for 2 months, take 3 months off, come back like nothing happened.
Yeah.
I would take an entire year off, come back like nothing happened. So I think as long as what you're coming back with, like, it's not like I'm coming back trying to use the same sauce on a different meal. I didn't come back and try to do what I did before I left. I came back with a reinvention of the wheel and an entirely new concept where that's going to be bigger than myself. It's going to live. And then, of course, people know Fousey. It's going to wake up Fousey. So I can go out in the street of like San Diego, meet 5 different people. Those 5 people might know me from 5 different things in my career.
True.
I know you from your daily vlogs. I know from you from your boxing matches. I know you from your Tyler Perry movies. I know you from your pranks. I know you from your Roman Atwood vlog days. Like there's so many different things because I always did something else when I came out. The only time I ever ran out of tricks up my sleeve was this year. And that's why I thought I was done. I literally thought this year I was done with the internet forever. There's no coming back. I'm an unk. I've been here long enough. I'm a dinosaur. It's played out. You can't do it anymore. It's like, it's done. There's no more. I don't have any other. Let me reinvent the space and come back with something new. I didn't have it. So this was the first year where it was like, what do I do now when I don't have anything to come and reinvent myself with?
And is that where the G7 Fight Club came into play?
That was one of the things. And the other thing was, again, just acceptance of let me do what I want to do authentically enough where people who are going to mess with it are going to mess with it. Like, let me just make sure I like what I'm putting out and I enjoy what I'm putting out. And, doing that, it created a new relationship between me and the audience and me and the content where they're enjoying right now. It took them a while to get used to what I was doing, but now they get it. And we did reinvent the same IRL streams. I'm doing the same IRL streams, but now I'm playing the game. There were a lot of things I learned about the game that made me not want to come back to IRL streaming that changed within the year a lot.
Like what?
It's a corrupt system. It's a pay-to-win system. Botted views, botted subscribers.
I didn't know if that botted view thing was real. So like when I think I saw like when people were talking about Neon botting views, that was real. Like he would actually bot views, or was that not on them? Like, do they just randomly get
I'm not
botted?
gonna speak on who does it and who does it and who doesn't. It's
Yeah.
just not my place. Cause like when I came out and I exposed fake pranks back in like 2000 and I forgot 16, doing that only hurt me because I shot
Yeah.
myself in the foot. Everybody else who faked pranks was like, he might fake pranks. Ours are real.
Yeah.
Nobody believes you anyway. So if I came out right now with an expose video of this is what I learned. These streamers are botting views. These streamers are botting subscribers. No one's gonna believe me.
Yeah.
It's gonna come off as hating. I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot, and it's just gonna fuck up. So I'm not gonna speak on who does and who doesn't, but it's 100% real.
Okay.
And when I came back in the scene and I asked somebody big in the scene, just tell me the truth. Like, tell me, I was ignorant to it. Like, I didn't know if Santa was real or not, but I said, just tell me the truth. And he exposed everything he exposed and showed me how, like, when you hear how deep the rabbit hole goes, holy
It's like
shit.
pulling back that curtain. You're just
Oh
like,
my
yo,
God.
what?
in the whole streaming world,
Oh my God.
dude. What? I'm actually curious.
Yeah, like when you hear the truth of it, it's just like, it made me so sad at first. Because when I was doing it last year, it was just like pressing go live and like, that's why the rise of even viewers going from the 200 to the 85,000 was so exciting because it was happening in real time and it was real.
Yeah.
So to hear that, like, oh shit, this is the truth, it hurt.
Of course.
And I didn't want to come back to it. I was like, that's not what I signed up for. I don't want to be in a pay to play system. But then I got to a point where like, I was like, let me find out how to play the game in ways that are going to be okay with me and my moral compass just to change the game and be okay with it. So once I found that, I came back and we're here.
It's all about perception, to be honest. Because like you were saying, like, oh, I'm a dinosaur. But you look at like Drake. I mean, he's fucking older in the game now.
Yeah.
And he's fucking killing it.
I see myself as like like literally to go as far as say the Snoop Dogg of the shit. Because like he's Unc. He's been here for years. But when you see Snoop Dogg, it's not like, oh, remember him from 1934?
He's still
no,
here.
he's still Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where I think I've accepted where I'm at. Because even if I'm irrelevant on the internet, there's two types. There's clout and there's fame. You could be super famous on the internet, go out in public, and not a single soul is gonna know who you are. But you can also be the opposite. You can go out in public, be recognized every single place you go, but your tweets are only gonna get 23 replies. And I think that's where I'm at. Like, I've gotten to the point, I've been famous through the movies, through the tours, through the YouTube, the billions of views, where I go anywhere, like we talked about in the beginning, people are gonna recognize my face.
Yeah.
I could post a tweet on Twitter, and even in my heydays when I was posting a vlog at 5 a.m. and getting 1 million views by 6 a.m., my Twitter never got traction. So that's what one of my favorite J. Cole lines is, fuck your Twitter, bitches follow me in real life. Because I take the actual, like, you put me on a billboard right now for a movie, the internet, like, when people are driving and see that, I know that
That's
like
Fousey too.
it has that thing in their head. I know that face, so I'm gonna support that project because it's just been seen. So even when I left the internet for a year, become irrelevant on the internet, it's still talked about, but you know, whatever it is, I still couldn't leave my house without, oh my God, it's Fousey too.
Wait, I could actually relate to that because my Twitter, for some reason, like my interactions are so low. Like I don't get a lot of like likes or replies, but obviously when I go out in public, like people recognize me. My YouTube videos crush it. But I'm just always like, why Twitter? Like maybe I don't post on there that
it's
much.
about posting the right things, and people are so dialed in on how algorithms work on every platform. So it's like it's all
Twitter,
I
I don't get Twitter. And I've always been okay. It's my favorite app to consume. For
Same.
sure. I consume Twitter. I deleted my TikTok and Instagram. I have a whole opinions and feelings about pictures and just the game of there. But I enjoy consuming Twitter. But
Yeah.
posting on it, no shot.
Yeah.
No shot.
I'm not posting.
And that's why
It's
there's always a
hard.
reply under my tweet of, oh, this many viewers on his streams, but 50 retweets.
So they assume that you're botting.
Of course, because of Twitter. And I'm like, you got to understand, though, I have this much on YouTube, 8 million on Instagram, active, this on TikTok, this everywhere. And then the IP of who actually follows me on, like on Kick, we have like 250,000 followers. So, and that's all. They're not like from 10 years ago. It was from last year. So they're still active, like follows.
Yeah.
They're not dead, like accounts yet.
Do you still talk to Vitaly?
It's funny because you say still talk, but we actually didn't talk our entire Careers.
See, that's crazy because like I feel like you guys have been in the game
Yeah,
the same amount of time.
we both have, and we actually had a falling out years ago, 2014. Never spoke to each other ever again until this year, where we finally mended things and we have talked, and we're
Okay.
actually looking to do a collaboration together.
Okay.
He actually wanted me to be on his To Catch a Predator series.
Yeah.
My team was against it, different reasons. They didn't allow me to do it, so
course.
not doing that. But we are going to collaborate together for sure.
That would be cool. Fousey X Vitaly stream.
It's beautiful to end those type of things though too, because it all comes full circle.
I actually wanted to ask for your advice on something because, you know, there's times where I'll fall into a little slump, and I feel like it's like also a mental battle because what people, you know, see on the internet, they might think my life is perfect and everything's like sunshine and flowers, but it's there's times where I'll be like going through it because I'll be here in San Diego by myself in my house, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'll just be going through it. Like I'll play video games for a little bit and then I'll get bored and I'm like, okay, like I don't know, I feel like I have like a mental battle as well where I'm just like, what do I do?
And you know what I think that comes down to, and I always tell you this, you know, off camera, on camera, doesn't matter. Finding that balance of like also like, because you're so consumed by YouTube, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got to find those things that, you know, make you happy when the cameras are off, making things like, okay, like, damn, I have a YouTube video from this time to this time, but I have a fucking boxing class right after. I have some karate to do. You know what I'm saying? Keeping yourself busy within your own life to make sure that you're also, you know, happy on camera, everything else. It's all a cycle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, have you created a work-life balance for yourself? Like, does Rug have a life outside of the work, of the real estate, the YouTube, this, that, and that, where, let's say it all stopped tomorrow. Do you have things in a personal life, whether it be hobbies or ventures or things you like doing on a personal level, no cameras, no success or something you get out of it that you have that you enjoy for yourself?
Only thing is basketball and gaming as of now, but I feel like on the like my days off, because I try to take weekends off to get that mental reset. Some weekends basketball doesn't work out because like my brother's busy, or gaming can be boring and I'm just sitting there like, all right, now what? Like I want to film, like I want to do something.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to try one. I really want to make new friends, but bro, like
it's hard.
It's almost impossible with like where I'm at in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's the hardest thing. Cause bro, having friends is so like important, which is why like I value our friendship so much, but you're not in San Diego.
I know.
And sometimes you're busy where like, cause you're filming your own YouTube videos and I respect it, but it's like, I don't know who to hang out with anymore. Like, of course I have my family, but like, I don't know, sometimes you want to just hang out with like your friends, you know, you want to have that separation.
Yeah.
So it's,
but that's also too, like, obviously always down to hang out. But I think that creating that for yourself is a really big thing as well. Like, let's just say, like, because I go through those ruts, but then I'm like, I'm at home, like, fuck, what do I do? Like, should I film or should I overdo some things? And, you know, whenever you push the limits to that, it never comes out the way you want it to because you're forcing it. You're just like, let me just film because I have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
But, like, when I'm at home, I'm like, shit, like, let me go take this day to do a full self-care day where I'm fucking getting my, you know, mani-pedi, actually, you know, taking the steps to do that. Or let me put myself out of my comfort zone and let me go take this type of class where you're like, okay, I did that. And then you'll just kind of find your rhythm within like, okay, like here's my work, here's my friendships, here's my personal shit that I just personally like that no one needs to know about, but I just love to do it. Whether it's painting, going to the beach, like whatever.
Yeah, you definitely, I've always had a problem with friends as well, but that's on a personal thing of, like, I just found out my father's the same way, but from talking to my mother, I'm bad at maintaining relationships. I'll have good people in my life, real good people, and they do want a friendship with me, but I'm not able to reciprocate what they're able to give me, and it's like a one-sided relationship, and that might be a lot with, like, the way we were raised. Not in a narcissistic fashion, but our lives revolved around us. Even the people who are around our lives are there because we are giving them an opportunity to be in our lives to help us through A, B, and C facets.
Yeah.
One thing I would suggest to you is definitely finding what do you like doing outside of your work, or else eventually, whether you postpone it now till you're 75 on your deathbed and you've been working all that time, you're going to get to a point where you're going to be empty because you found all your value as a person through what you did through work, which is not all you want.
Yeah.
You want to find what you like. And with friends, the biggest thing I would suggest to you, I'm sure there are so many real people out there in this world who aren't even going to know who you are or what you do, that value you as a person, that want to be in your life. And once you find those people, which is the hardest thing to find,
It's so hard.
but you can find in a local pickleball class, you can find at the basketball court,
Exactly.
you can find in real areas. Once you find those people in your life who they don't give a shit about who you are, then you're golden.
I think that's what it is. It's like trust issues with me. Cause like if I do go to the gym and play basketball, like not in a cocky way, but like majority of the people know who I am there, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know, is there like a dating app for friends?
There is.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, actually.
Wait, there's a one for influencers, I think.
Raya.
Isn't that dating though?
No, there's one for friends.
Oh.
There's one for friends. I've been on it.
I don't know. I just want those like,
Because there's been times where we even go to places and like the employee will know who you are, but you know when you run into those chill fans,
Yeah,
where
you
they're just
feel
like,
like, yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
like they don't make it known that they're
Yeah.
a fan, but they're like, dude, I fuck with you.
yeah, I fuck with you, bro.
There was one time I was dating a girl, and the whole relationship was built off on the fact that she didn't know who I was and didn't know any of my friends. So I would bring her to different parties in LA and all this stuff. She'd meet Alex Wasabi for the first time. Hi, nice to meet you and everything. 3 months into the relationship, forgot how it happened, was on her YouTube, went to her search history, went back to the years of like years ago, and it was all Fousey, Alex Wasabi,
was
all the people
plotted.
she met for the first time.
And she said
she
that
knew. And
she
I
didn't
ended
know.
the relationship based off of that because it was like, I don't now know how to trust your intentions or what you
carry
wanted
that
me
type
for.
of lie. Like,
So there's this new thing that we're doing on All Grown Up called Roll Call, where we all take out our phones, we go to our camera roll, we zoom all the way out, scroll, and then zoom into one picture, click it, and give us a little backstory
all
on
that
it.
random.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Okay, let's do it. We're all gonna do it.
All right, so you pull up your camera roll
Okay. And then zoom out like
all the way.
yeah,
Oh,
like
that's
this.
huge. Okay.
Yeah, and then just like kind of scroll somewhere in the middle, and then just like zoom in on one of the pictures.
Just press it and zoom.
Press it, and yeah, just keep zooming in, and it should zoom in on something.
Okay,
Okay.
I got one.
Dude, the random picture that I just landed on is crazy. We'll let Fousey go first.
What are you doing?
Dude,
what are you searching
okay,
for?
no, realistically, I wanted it to be more interesting. It was a thumbnail. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
me-
okay.
that was my first one, and then
It's
I clicked
whack.
another
Okay,
one.
okay. You know what I mean?
All right, mine is me and Dean the Great, the boxer I signed. This is in 2021. My birthday, January 22nd. I was fresh out of rehab for 4 months after I got knocked out by Bryce Hall on the reality show. I was on my health tip and running tip, feeling myself. Like, that was a good version of me. That was before the Deji fight.
Okay.
When I would call myself Wolf, and I got the Wolf tattoo, and I would run 10 miles a day. So it was a
Damn.
good time in my life.
Hell yeah,
Okay.
that's crazy that like you went on a picture on your birthday,
Yeah,
January 22nd.
January 22nd.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's just a picture of my room when I first got my house, and it's just a poster that says "Stay focused on the bigger picture."
Okay.
Fire.
Could have been better.
Fire.
Hey, it's all at random.
Yeah.
Mine is a
Oh,
picture.
I was so close to this one.
Show it. Wait, what is?
I don't know what this is from,
just
but
me laying there.
I think
Oh, damn.
you were knocked. You sent that to me. Oh, whatever.
Okay, this one is my Halloween costume with Kaylin.
Oh,
Fire.
hey, Uranus.
Yeah, so that one is when I captioned it like on the way to Uranus. That was my 2022 Halloween.
Demon Rug.
Okay.
Yeah.
Demon Rug.
Sometimes
I didn't know
Demon
he
Rug
existed.
comes
No,
out.
no,
Sometimes
he does?
He comes
exists?
out
Oh,
every now and
he
then.
exists.
Oh,
Once in
yeah?
a blue moon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like people might see more of that on my podcast.
Yeah.
Because I definitely don't want to show Demon Rug on the Faze Rug
Of
channel.
course,
You know?
Yeah.
of course. No, getting that raw like demon rug at those times and periods of my life, it hit
fun.
different. Yeah, it was fun.
So I want to ask, so would you recommend Rehab to anyone, or do you think that didn't help you as much?
Oh man, this is such a controversial thing because you don't want to. Let's say I were to say I don't, you're negating and disrespecting the millions and millions and millions of lives that are saved by rehab each year.
True.
So I think it's dependent on where you are in your recovery and what you need help for.
Okay.
Like if it's for substance abuse, 100%. Because you yourself might not know how to get off fentanyl, how to stop drinking alcohol, how to stop taking any drugs. And being in rehab, being in a safe environment, creating the protocols of what you're going to do when you get out to maintain your sobriety, 100,000%. But mental health rehab facilities, this is a controversial one, because if you need to go because you're not on a medicine and you want to be seen by a doctor for an extended period of time and they can tell you what medicine is going to help you, sure. But if you're in such a depression where you feel like me going to this rehab facility, because I've gone to plenty for mental health, that it's going to help me, no. Those have always been the biggest waste of my times and have done nothing except for prolong the position I was already in. And what I mean by that is, let's say I'm in a severe ass depression and I don't know what to do in the next chapter of my life. So I go into rehab on January 1st. All I did, I'm going to be back in this, like I'm going to be in that rehab, feel safe, might get back on my feet, might feel good. As soon as I'm back out on that 30th day, I'm now back into that reality that I was scared of 30 days ago, and I'm still in the same hole.
So like it just didn't do anything but prolong it.
Yeah. Can it help you? Can it, like, let's say you're in such a bad place, there's no stability under your feet, and you need to go to a place to literally just be able to stand up, for sure.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
yeah.
So all based off personal experience. Like
Of
if
course.
I think
you could
so.
try it, but you know what I'm saying? If it helps, it helps. If it doesn't, it
Yeah.
doesn't. Just at certain
Yeah,
parts of your life.
with like I said, with substance abuse issues, 100% would recommend.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, to end off the podcast, we like to do a fan question segment. So we
Okay.
ask on our Instagram for people to ask questions. So we'll go through some, and
I'm really interested to see what your audience in particular has to
they're
say.
very respectful.
I'm very interested.
I
What's,
know
to
what's
it'll
hear.
be
exactly your
respectful.
demographic when you go outside? Like when you meet
When
a
I go
fan?
outside?
Yeah, like when you meet a fan, it's like, what's the average? Like, okay, he's around this age, maybe this type of person.
20s.
20s?
20s
Okay.
and up. 20s
Okay.
and up. Because they all were younger when they watched me. Of
course.
So, I used to watch you growing up. All those people. I don't have a lot of kids.
From WS Gishon, what is Fousey's next body transformation?
That's actually the one thing that's missing from my life right now. So everything's good right now. Work is good. Friendships are good. Family's good. Like everything's good. The one thing that's not good is my physical health, which thus improves your mental health, which thus just improves your entire life. Confidence, everything. So the one thing that's missing, I'm eating whatever the hell I want, and I'm not going to the gym. Today, I actually plan on going to the gym, and there is one coming, and I think it's going to be this year.
Okay.
Let's go.
I think for sure it's going to be this year.
Bro, seeing that one video, that's obviously the most viral of
The
them
stick
hitting.
one?
You're
Yeah.
a beast.
Yeah.
Holy
That was
shit.
That was my
crazy.
favorite. That was my favorite time I had ever been in physically. And I don't know if I'm going to go that extreme because I'm not going to be boxing again. And a lot of that body had due to boxing training. But yeah, it's coming.
Damn, that was one of my questions I forgot to ask, but I was going to ask, are you done boxing?
Yeah.
Okay.
My nose can't handle it anymore. It got broken twice, 3 nose surgeries to fix. It's
Yeah.
too fragile.
It is.
It can't.
Yeah.
One punch, like boxers get hit daily and they're fine. Mine, one touch and it's broken.
Especially after having surgeries
Yeah.
on it.
3 times.
So currently, Fousey, like now your mental, is it at like the best that it's ever been? Or do you think you're still kind of like,
I'm still in recovery, obviously. Like, let's say I were to go and start doing drugs and drinking and everything, I could still slip back.
Yeah.
But right now, do I have it under control? Yes.
okay,
I
that's
do.
good to hear.
With my medications, with my therapist, with my routine, like, it's at a good place right now.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if we touched on this, but N. Robertson1 asked, how exactly did you guys meet? First interaction.
Was it you coming to my house in I don't know when it was, but I think I have a video of you coming over. I just don't know if that was the first time we met. Unless we met at like an
A
event.
VidCon or something.
Yeah, we
or-
probably met somewhere and then planned for you to come over for a collab.
Yeah, I can't pin it. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because there is a vlog on my channel where it was titled like special guests coming to my house. And it was you coming over. I just couldn't tell if that was our first time meeting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I'm gonna keep just firing those out. We can cut
Yeah,
other ones. You know what I mean? Omer asked, "What is something you regret buying?"
Ooh.
Me?
All of us.
Yeah.
Anything before investing, like anything. Like,
What's
what do
the
I have?
biggest one?
What do I have now when I bought 2 Ferraris and a Range Rover SVR at the same time? Why?
Wait, you bought 2 Ferraris and a Range Rover at the same time?
at the same time?
Oh, no.
Like, why?
Imagine you bought a 4 unit.
Right? Like,
paid it off
explain
in
that
cash.
to me. Why? And where are they now? I don't own any of them now. They're all
Yeah,
gone.
but
I
it's-
lost money on each of them.
But it's a learning process.
A huge one, but it's like one that like I wish it didn't cost that much money to learn that lesson.
I know. Yeah, sometimes it could be an expensive one. Regret? Something I regret buying?
What sucks with mine too in the cars is there were cars at the time of shopping that for the amount that I paid for the Ferraris, I could have owned outright and still had a supercar in my collection and didn't lose money off of. But going the Ferrari route in two of them was the dumb decision.
I don't think I have one, but I want to bring up like a purchase that I'm like, it didn't last too long.
Okay.
But one of my houses,
Okay.
I bought a house like 2 years ago, and I only stayed in it for 6 months, and I ended up selling it because I got lonely and kind of depressed because I was far away from my family and I was like deep into like the woods area.
Yeah.
No one would come visit me because it was far from everyone. But it's funny because a lot of people thought that I rented the house and claimed that I bought it, but I actually bought it. So I ended up losing money when I sold it.
Wow.
So I guess that is like a regret because I
Yeah.
did lose some money because I built a whole basketball court in the backyard, and then I ended up selling it for like the same price that I bought it, but I put like $100,000 into it. But at the same time, I had a lot of good memories there. So
You went with your gut, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What felt right.
what about you?
Dude, it's crazy. I don't have a big purchase, but mine are more or less being smarter with like the smaller ones. So it's like I'll spend like, I think the first year I made really good money. I spent like 45,000 to 50 on Postmates.
Damn.
Okay, nah, that's crazy.
Is that a write-off though?
Yeah, for sure. But I think that it might have not been up close to that. It was around like,
Dog, wait,
you
you're
know what I'm
talking
saying?
about in the year?
In Hollywood when I was living there, like I didn't have any singular woman in my life to like, my mom was always working as a nurse. Like I didn't have anyone to come home cook meals.
Yeah.
So I only relied on like, shit, I'm out filming right now. By the time I get home, I need something to fucking eat.
That is true. It's so
Yeah.
like reliable.
So it's like, I don't know if it was close to that, but it was around like a stupid number that I'm like, why did I do that? So it's more or less just being smarter, like cutting closer on the edges of like, I don't need to, do that.
That's like some people's salary.
Yeah, I was bad. I was just a
Shit.
stupid 22-year-old kid not knowing what the fuck
Fine,
to
you need
do.
to eat.
I do need to eat.
No one needs to eat.
We'll do one more.
The next time you travel, where are you guys going?
You did mention Barbados earlier. Is that
Yeah,
like
but no, wait. Travel like in general? Because
Yeah.
mine's not fair because mine's Atlanta.
Oh, no. I'm saying like your destination.
My
like,
destination, where I want to go. So I just met this group of Koreans on Ice Poseidon's Hunger Games. They became like 3 best friends, Joel, Taemin, and Garrett. And I promised them that I'd come to Korea to visit them.
Wow.
So I'm going to do a trip to Japan with Ice and his crew and then go to Korea.
Wow.
That sounds fun.
The snacks out there. Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's
I
what's
just went to
next.
like an Asian market because on my TikTok, I just saw someone in Korea. Like they sell these like cups of ice in a freezer, and then they have this large drink selection of different like Asian Korean drinks that just looked so good, like strawberry milk, like Calpico. I don't know if that's
Oh.
Korean or if that's just Asian.
Definitely exported in general.
yeah, but
it's insane.
nah, that's a great place to go.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Can't wait. Where's yours?
I want to go more of like the private, like tropical vibe. I was thinking maybe like Bora Bora or the Maldives.
I was about to
You say
that.
Maldives?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, bro. I see so many like people go there that like, bro, they have like water slides coming from your cabana, hovering
Yeah.
over the water, and it's like so private and secluded. And I feel like I would never, like, I'll never like know what it's like until I experience it. Obviously, because when you're in a different environment like that, you're like, damn, places like this exist.
Yeah.
Like people actually come here.
Uh-huh.
Do people live in the Maldives or is that like a vacation
Yeah,
spot?
they live there.
Sure they
Yeah.
do.
Dude,
I
yeah.
would pick that for you easily.
Dude, I need, yeah,
Easily.
just for a getaway, I feel like I want to, but it's like a 24-hour flight.
Yeah, worth it. Worth it. I
Yeah.
think you'd love it.
I gotta bite the bullet on the flight, bro.
The reset. Make another Dubai type of
Oh,
video.
bro, I don't think I've talked about me like raw dogging flights.
Oh my God. Ew.
I raw dog flights.
Ew. So
no
hold on. Before,
phone,
bef-
no food.
No. Before you start, what do you do on a flight? Like you get in your plane seat. What's your essentials? What are you coming with? What's happening?
I'm easy. I need my phone and the meals that they bring on the flight. And if they do have movies, maybe I'll watch a movie.
Music?
I don't listen to music anymore.
Okay.
So not music.
Thank you. So it's not that crazy. Okay. So of course I have my phone, but I literally just don't listen to music. I don't like watch movies. I can't sleep on a flight. So I will sit there like simply just like this. Like I'll just sit there. I'll look at the screen and I have the flight tracker on.
Yeah.
So I'm just watching the plane move by so slowly. Like, bro, I'll get so bored that I'll grab the airplane and I'll try to like push it to the destination.
And you're not scrolling the whole time, like on your phone?
No.
Oh.
Like what I try to do is I try to go through like my camera roll and like just delete photos, and I get bored after like 5 minutes and I'm like, all right, I don't listen to music. Yeah, and I'll just be sitting there. Sometimes I'll play the games on the TV.
That's painful.
It's so painful, and like I need to learn. Like I can't, like I've never tried like doing like what Drake said, pop Hapazan, like wake up in a new country. Like I just haven't done that because I'm scared that I'm just not gonna wake up.
Bro, I don't know
swear.
how y'all like. I don't know. I'm an iPad kid. I feel like I need to have something fucking like there.
I
at all
scroll.
times.
I scroll. I
Yeah.
can't lie.
But then the
I scroll
Wi-Fi
a lot.
sometimes you can't really like.
Or it just doesn't work at all. And it's just
Yeah.
like, what do I do at that point? I play chess against other people
Oh,
in the seats.
You're an A4 like
Yeah,
versus
and then I look
C3.
at him like I just fucked you up. Like you just got shit on.
If I could scroll, I'd scroll. I don't sleep on flights anymore because I lost the ability to sleep 2 years ago without hardcore pharmaceuticals. And I need a bed for that. Bed, quiet, the pill, and then I'm asleep.
'Cause I feel like you're gonna keep waking up like scared. Like where the fuck am I?
Yeah, I can't. If I don't take the pill that I need to sleep, I can close my eyes for as long as I want. I don't sleep. So I'm just there with my thoughts.
That's
Hate it.
brutal.
Yeah.
That
We could do one more. Just like an
so
open-ended one.
Yeah.
We have Gekumi asking your worst fear.
I already talked about my biggest fear last episode. It was water slides.
Oh
Really?
Yeah, because I almost drowned in one.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, I read a comment because I said I took a wrong breath before going down. So like I was pretty much just inhaling water the whole time as I'm going through this long ass water slide, and I'm trying to like get to the end, but it's still going because it's a long slide and water's just continuously hitting my face, and I have water down my throat at this point in my nose. And someone said, just take the right breath next time. And I'm like, you know what? That could help, make me overcome my fear.
Facts. I mean, this spitting.
It's such a stupid one, but I'm scared of water.
I could be cliche and say, I used to say this. My biggest fear is not living up to my full potential and being on my deathbed and being upset. But my biggest fear, straight out, 1 is snakes and 2 is open water, oceans.
Dude,
Can't do it.
oceans are terrifying. My
Can't do it.
family just went on a cruise like a month ago. They're like, do you want to come? No.
Yeah, if I'm jumping in, no shot. No way.
Okay, fine. So we have these things that we do, which is like briefcase questions, where we would offer you an amount in a briefcase, and you can't go any lower than the amount that you would say right now. Right now, to sit in a pool full of snakes. They're not gonna bite you. You're not gonna die, but they could. No, they could bite you, but you're not gonna die from it.
Yeah, you're not going to die.
What's your briefcase on that?
The number that first came into my head was 25 mil.
Damn!
But then,
Yo!
then I thought about what my brother said about how much he needs. So give me 10 mil and I'm
So
good.
right now,
I'm that scared. I'm that
9.5
scared.
million gets presented to you, and you're saying no. It has to be the lowest.
It has to be the lowest. And I'm not doing it for 9.5
9.5.
mil.
What?
I'm scared of snakes. Like, I'm scared of snakes.
Dude, imagine like anacondas.
And they could bite you
They
and you don't
could.
die?
You
No,
don't die.
no
No
shot.
venom.
No shot.
You don't
Why?
die. It's
No.
not rattlesnakes.
I don't have 9.5 mil right now, and I'm still happy living my life regularly, so I'm not about to sit in a thing of snakes for 9.5 mil.
Yeah, I ain't selling my soul for no snake.
Yeah, no, not happening.
All right. Well, Fousey, thank you so much for coming on All
Thank
Grown
you
Up,
guys,
bro.
thank you
I
guys,
learned
thank
a
you
lot
guys.
today. I'm sure all the viewers out there took a lot of your advice and enjoyed hearing you speak, because even just you being a motivational speaker, like it felt really good hearing you talk,
Thank you.
That's something I need to work on.
What, talking?
Just straight up, like I want bigger vocab words.
No,
yeah,
you were
exactly.
spitting some random shit that I'm like, whoa, like I need to.
Like
Any big
frugal.
words.
You did though.
I don't know if frugal is a big word, but to me it is.
It's just outlandish.
okay.
But seriously,
That's
Fousey,
good, that's
thank
good.
you. Good luck with like the venture of the G7 Fight Club.
Thank
That
you.
sounds amazing.
Thank you.
Congrats on all the
Let me
success.
ask you one last question before
Yeah.
we go. You said that briefcase question. What's your briefcase question to get in the ring?
Getting in the ring, because
Yeah.
this is tough. Briefcase, I would say I would do it for 10 mil.
Damn.
Because, bro, honestly, like, I have so much to lose, like, if I get knocked out in there.
Yeah.
Like time, yeah, everything.
I think the main thing why I've prolonged me ever wanting to do it, because I knew I was supposed to fight Aiden at one point.
Were you?
Yeah, it was me versus Aiden, and bro, like just hearing how much I had to train and how
You would
much
have knocked him
time-
out, though.
You think so?
I think you would have knocked Aiden
If
out.
I took it serious, like bro, when I'm dedicated to something,
Yeah.
aka YouTube, if I took that dedication and put it into something else, like working out and training, oh my gosh, I'd be a monster. But I just didn't have that time. I didn't want to like slip on YouTube because at that point, YouTube was my main focal point.
You got to realize we've filmed a movie before, like a 30-day, like month-long thing. He didn't slip once.
I didn't I still uploaded
while doing the movie.
While filming the movie, I was vlogging in between and trying to make it work. It was brutal, but I made it work because I was like, I'm not gonna let anything like let my YouTube slip.
Hell
but, dude, thank you once again,
you guys for having
Fousey.
me.
Yeah,
All
of course. Hey guys, make sure you drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and again, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.